Yo, welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm back in Scotland. We are here at Innerleithen Downhill Trails to put the brand new SantaCruz V10 carbon fibre through its paces and through the test. I've had this thing for a few months now. It's been great, but there's definitely things that stand out to me that I like and things that I don't like. Still trying to figure out that RockShox stuff, which is like completely fresh and new to me, but so we're here today to run through everything possible. We're going to be as honest as possible, hold nothing back. We have no ties or affiliations or anything to SantaCruz, so that's the cool thing. I can say what I want, and yeah, we're going to get stuck into the downhill action. So I hope you enjoy this one. Drop a like on the video and comment throughout, let me know your thoughts. So we're going to get stuck into straight away regarding price, what I got, where I got it from. The SantaCruz v10.8 cc frame in the UK is 4,000 British pounds, I believe, from reading here. I think I got it for cheaper in Canada, something to do with the conversion rate and whatnot. So it's cheaper to buy one over there, basically. I feel like £4,000 is pretty good for like a high quality brand like SantaCruz. You're always going to get good quality. I feel like SantaCruz is one of those brands like a Yeti that are just a very high quality company and brand and really well known. So yeah, regarding paying that price, I was pretty satisfied with that. For what you get as well, I got a Fox DHX2 coil shock in the rear, so I was able to take that out, and I'm going to sell that, so I'll make a little bit of money back, which is pretty cool because I stuck my RockShox shock on. Straight away, first impressions, frame looks beautiful, obviously nice red, nice candy red. First things first, when I started working on it, being a little clumsy now and then, but a simple drop of a tool or a really small Allen key chipped the paintwork. So I have heard that the paintwork and the paint on these frames is not that great, and I've already got a few chips very easily from not doing anything, so not too good on that front. Not stoked on that. Let's just get stuck straight into first impressions riding it. So first impressions riding it was honestly like 10 out of 10. Building the bike up was pretty straightforward, and one thing actually that I will say is that the bike comes with such a cool amount of spare parts. So it comes with spare hangers, it comes with a lot of adjustability, and that's something that I think is cool if you're into it, but for me, I felt like it was too much. It comes with, I believe, reach adjust cups, something for the shock, like positioning for the shock, for BB height, I think, and then the rear end also comes with something for the axle, I believe. So there's a lot of adjustability, which is when the SantaCruz Syndicate and all these guys like Jackson and Greg Menard were going through the testing process, they were changing so much on the bike to find their sweet spot that I think that they've now given people, the consumers, the chance to be able to do the same thing. So I've pretty much stuck with standard headset cups, and I haven't done any and played with any of the adjustments. So that's purely because I'm not that interested. I think if I was racing full time and I wanted the fastest bike possible and look for small margins, then I would probably be open to that option. But it's cool that the bike comes with spares, and the option to get pretty fancy with Geo and all that sort of stuff. So first ride impressions, I was blown away, honestly. One thing that stood out to me was how quiet the bike was. And I've owned a lot of bikes and they've all been pretty quiet, but this one absolutely takes the cake. It's just silent. Riding, no matter how rough the terrain is, it's just quiet. All you hear is suspension and tyres. The bike is internally routed with the cables, so I feel like they're really tight, so there's no chance of cable rattle in the carbon frame. I've done a few little tips and tricks to keep the bike quiet, which I'll insert now. Like quiet, buttery. It's the #1 thing on this bike for me, is how silent it is. And there's a few reasons as to why it's that quiet. #1 is the cable routing is incredibly tight. Like, there ain't any cables rattling around in this frame at all.
previous bikes I've had, there's been either external routing or cables rattling around, so silent there. It's so simple. Cable ties, little nubbins on your cables up front. Cable's not too long, and then no inserts to rattle around, or the chance of having them rattle around.
But yeah, it's something that stands out to me and makes me feel smooth when I'm riding my bike. It makes me happy when I'm riding my bike. The first impressions, I was blown away. Like, the bike is exactly what it says it is. It's a World Cup winning downhill machine. Not that I'm going to be doing that, but it's definitely a downhill bike and it eats up the bumps. Very, very, very impressed. The bike is a size large. I'm 5'11", and it fits me perfect. I do feel like it's on the small side, if I was to be very picky in particular. I do feel it's on the small side. Almost feels like a medium large, like an ML. So I'm not sure what is really going on there with the sizing. But it's definitely playful, easy to jump, easy to manoeuvre, easy to get lines. It is a mullet setup. I've always kind of went for a mullet setup just so that I have that playfulness in the rear end, and then trucking up front with a big 29 wheel, better for bumps. I have no tyre inserts at all. I trust my Envy wheels like to the absolute max. Running 22 psi in the front and 26, 27 psi in the rear. As far as the build kit on it, running Birdtech bars and stem, and obviously Hayes brakes. Unreal stopping power, unreal consistency, modulation on the brakes. I've had no problems with them since I've been with the brand. So huge shout out to Hayes, just giving me reliable, strong, consistent brakes. That's exactly what you should be after. I'm running 203 rotors, front and rear. I think as far as a downhill race bike, or the ultimate downhill race bike, I believe there isn't really anything out there that can beat this bike. As far as it does exactly what it says, like I've said that already. It's confidence inspiring. The only other thing I would say is colour options. The only colour you can get is red. So if you're into different colours and you're fussy about colours, this probably will not be the bike for you. But maybe that will change in the future, who knows. It would be nice to see more options, like a black or a white, and not just a red. But it is what it is. As far as negatives, honestly, I don't really have one. If I was to be really picky, I would say there's no different colours, and there's maybe, for my liking, too many options that the bike comes with as far as adjustability. That is cool to have that option, but it's also a lot. I feel like you could get lost and confused about what you're really doing and what you're after. And then the paintwork, or the paint on the bike just seems like flaky or quite weak, or there isn't protection on it. I know a lot of people get their bikes ride wrapped, but I'm just not that type of person. I think it ruins the beauty of the frame and the bike, how it looks. But yeah, cornering, like the bike is just planted, like sticks to the ground. I think a good suspension setup helps. Regarding suspension setup, I'm struggling with a RockShox Boxer. I have currently 4 tokens in there at the moment, but I feel like just regardless of what I do, I'm just using a lot of the travel. Although it's nice in some spots that it's supple, so when I'm hitting small bumps it's very supple, but when I'm going through constant hits it feels like I'm always in the travel. So maybe I need to go and put more and more token in, which would take me to 5, the maximum is 6 I believe, or maybe I just go up in PSI, like 5 PSI, 10 PSI roughly. So I'm still playing with that, but it's kind of difficult. I've never really ran RockShox in my life, so it's a brand new experience and learning curve for me, so I'm sure I'll get better at that along the way. But initially, first impressions of the RockShox stuff, blown away. Like, just buttery, feels nice. It's kind of easy to understand, there's not too many clickers, but it's just the difference in the feeling compared to what I used to run, Olin's, and then prior to that, a different brand. So yeah, like all in all, I've actually had really good success with this bike. It's been a few months now. It's probably the most success I've had with the bike. Every other bike I've rode, I've either had a problem with, other than the Raw, I've had a problem with, or something's broken. So I guess it's a reliable bike. Doesn't have any plastic headset cups, nothing like that. So it's been purchase, well worth the amount that I paid for it, and I think I will be keeping it all year long, which I didn't expect myself to say, and also I did not expect myself to buy a SantaCruz. I haven't not been a fan of the brand, but it's just like everyone has one. I haven't seen too many of these SantaCruzes kicking around, but obviously there's a lot of like SantaCruz enduro bikes, and I feel like it's a bit of a craze that people just jump on because everyone else has one, and I didn't want to be that type of guy. But the SantaCruz downhill bike was a hard one not to buy after seeing what the downhill guys have done on it, and just it does look nice. So I'm very stoked on it. I would give it, like, honestly, 9 out of 10. Like, what would make it a 10 out of 10 is if the things I mentioned that I wasn't too keen on, if they were amended or sorted, then it would be an absolute 10 out of 10. But 9 out of 10 for me, and I would highly recommend buying one if you're in the market for a downhill bike. A high quality brand, high quality performing bike. So yeah, that's it from me. Like I said, there wasn't really too many problems with the bike, so the video is not going to be massively long. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Comment below any questions that you have, let me know. I'll do my best to answer. If I missed anything, let me know. But yeah, I'm very, very stoked. I'm excited to go and ride the bike, some more locations, and see what it's capable of. But drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a beat. We have a couple new bikes coming that I'm going to be testing, so I'm excited for those. Take a guess. One is a Canadian brand, and the other is a German brand. So let me know your guesses. See you in the next video. Peace out.